So this week, Jody is unavailable, so it's just me again. And I just want to start out by saying if you're having suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations, to please call or text 988. Once again, please do not hesitate. Please do not suffer. Please reach out and speak with them and find out what they have to offer and so find out what resources are available. Just find out any information that you can so that you don't make that dreadful decision and um make a final decision that you can't change. So this week, obviously when we post on Tuesdays, we have to record a little bit ahead of time so that it's ready for Tuesday morning. So, yesterday was the 8th, which marks 11 months since we lost Adam and 1 month since we lost our nephew. And it was just kind of a hard day yesterday. I was somewhat sad and, I guess it wasn't devastating like I was worried about it being. But it was sad and just, thinking about thoughts and different things. And it's hard for me to believe that it's, going on a year of losing him. It just doesn't seem possible. So I know everybody says that time's flying by so fast in general. So just the fact that we're looking back to almost a year, of losing him, it just doesn't seem possible. So just some thoughts and things that have come up over the last few days, just different things that pop into my head. These are a little bit maybe on the lighter side instead of being like really, really sad, but or some of them anyway. But I was thinking the other day about, trying to get my tree up. And I know those of you that already have your tree and house decorated, and everything are thinking, what are you waiting on? But with Mike's doctor's appointments and everything going on, it's just doesn't seem to be a lot of time to drag it out and set it up and everything. But I really would like to do that. But anyway, before Mike and I got married, he had a star. Nothing spectacular. It didn't light up, nothing fancy. It was sort of a gold plated color, just hard plastic, I guess, star. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, and we've been married for 48 years, so he had that thing for a long time. But that was what we would put on top of our tree every year. And again, it didn't have any significant value other than, that Mike had it before we even got married. Well, evidently it meant something to Adam because a couple years ago he asked that when we didn't use it anymore or whatever, that he would like to have that star. And I'm pretty sure I gave it to him at that time or sometime shortly after that, just because, again, it didn't have any really significant value for us, but I guess it had sentimental or traditional value to him. And, it was just another moment that kind of caught me off guard, that just another memory that just, like I said, slapped me in the face to think, wow, that star. And right now, I have no idea where that star is at. And the only reason I would want it is because Adam was using it, or I think he used it. I know he took it. I'm not sure if they ever actually used it on his tree or not. But anyway, like I said, that was just a memory that kind of just slapped me in the face. And so, um, some Christmas traditions that have kind of come up again and thinking, when the David and Adam were young, when they were little, young children and then young teenagers and everything, um, they were huge Florida Gator fans. And I would get them a Florida Gator t-shirt every year for Christmas. One, to kind of help out, give them another gift open, and two, um, they weren't really expensive back then, and they seemed to like them, and they did wear them. And, I just did that every year. And then when they, made it to adulthood, I remember saying something about, I guess I should stop doing the Gator t-shirt since, you guys are grown and everything like that. But Adam was like, no, no, it's a tradition. You have to keep doing it. So I continued. And then I was talking to our oldest granddaughter and I was telling her that I was going to ask her dad, our oldest son, if he wanted me to continue this or if he just wanted me to stop, stop buying the t-shirts because, I didn't know how he felt about it as far as being a tradition. And our oldest granddaughter, Emily, said, no, you have to keep buying them. Adam would want you to keep getting them, keep having that tradition. So I have already purchased those for him and his wife, just as part of the tradition. I guess if David ever decides he doesn't want it anymore, he'll let me know. But um anyway, it just, again, a sad moment to think about, that this was a tradition that we had that I didn't even realize meant anything to Adam, but evidently that it did. Just another tradition. So, um, another thing that, and so as a result of that, talking about traditions and stuff, it was on Facebook and it came up and stuff. And so anyway, I think Emily had asked Sabrina what other traditions, Adam had. And, um, she said, of course, that he liked to watch the Grinch, cartoon. And when he was a kid, he wanted to watch it every year. It was like his favorite Christmas show, The Grinch, and the cartoon. So one year I did buy the version with Jim Carrey in it, um, just thinking that it would be a nice little gift for him and, and everything like that. And he accepted it politely, and I believe he even watched it, but his favorite was the cartoon Grinch. So, I haven't watched that yet, so I may need to sit down and watch it just for memory's sake and stuff because that was his favorite. So Sabrina had also said that he always would wake the kids up if the kids didn't get up before them on Christmas morning. He would wake them up. And then that made me remember that when Adam and David were young, from the time they were old enough to know about Santa and Christmas and presents and things, they never ever got up early. We had to wake them up every single Christmas. I don't think there was ever a Christmas morning that they got up before we did. We had to wake them up. So it just kind of was crazy because there are six of us. I have five siblings, and we were waking our parents up at 2 o'clock in the morning, wanted to go in and open up Christmas presents and everything. But of course, as children, I didn't realize that my parents might have just gotten to bed at 1 or 1:30 in the morning because of having to do things and put things together and stuff like that. So I didn't realize that's what was going on. Because like I said, we were in there 2:33, 4, finally they'd give in and say, okay, okay, get up, but our kids never did that. So I always thought that was kind of odd that they didn't ever wake up on their own and, be excited about getting up early, and everything. So, anyway, that was one of the things that Sabrina mentioned, that he always would wake the kids up on Christmas morning. So another thing about Adam, and I guess to some extent all kids maybe, I never did this because I don't know, I was either afraid to get in trouble or I definitely couldn't unwrap a present and rewrap it without my parents knowing because my wrapping skills are awful. But Adam was very persistent about snooping and wanting to know about Christmas presents and asking a million questions and just, wanting to know, not wanting to wait. And we also had a tradition of I grew up and my tradition was that we did not open any gifts until Christmas morning. Um, so I did that same um tradition with our kids, is they weren't allowed to open any gifts till Christmas morning. And every year, Adam would start on, oh, can we open up one? Can we open up one? Can we please pick one for open up on Christmas Eve? And it was so hard to turn him down. But again, that was one of the traditions that I grew up with that I liked and I enjoyed. So but anyway, that was just something else that he would do, every every single year, wanting to know about the gifts. And I found out later on, of course, that there were a lot of times he already knew or he was able to open them and look at them or whatever. But I didn't know that at the time when he was younger. But I found out later on that he actually was able to. He knew a lot about what his presents were before Christmas morning. But anyway, those are just some of the thoughts that came up. And one other thing that I found interesting, and I don't know if a lot of people know what I'm talking about. But again, when I grew up, we put tinsel, what we call tinsel, on the tree, that silvery, shiny strings that you just threw on the tree, and stuff like that. It just gave it a little extra look and stuff like that. And I found out that years later that Adam loved that as well. But then I think over time I don't know if they even sell it at all anymore, but so many people have pets, in their house that it kind of went by the wayside because people, had pets. They didn't want their dogs and cats and stuff to, I guess, to eat and swallow the tinsel. But that was something that he seemed to, really like as well. It was something that meant something to him. He always liked the tinsel. So anyway, those are, thoughts about Christmas and, um, things that are coming up and just memories and thoughts and traditions and stuff. So I'm kind of transitioning a little bit in that, also Saturday night, Mike had another dream about Adam, and, he was telling me about it Sunday morning, and I'm not going to go into details or share of the dream or anything, but it, it made me cry a little bit, and I don't understand why I haven't dreamed about him. I've had one dream about him since he passed away, one, and in that dream I was not able to see his face, and I'm not sure if would be good or not for me to dream about him, but I feel like I want to. I feel like that it may make me feel better, but I'm not really sure. It may make me feel worse. I don't know. Um, but in the dream, Mike was able to see his face and he was able to see his smile, and it was the same old Adam that, that we knew, um, the smile that he had and everything. So, excuse me, it's just it's sad. It's sad, but it's kind of happy at the same time that that Mike's able to dream about him. I just, again, I wish that I could, and again, I'm not sure if that's good or bad, if it'll help or not with me dreaming about him, but um you know I do, I think I do want to dream about him. So I don't know, I guess I just need to pray about it and see, if God will give me a dream or allow me to dream about him so that I maybe can get, I don't know, not some peace, but just to see his face again and see his smile, other than just in pictures. So anyway, on a happier note, our oldest granddaughter got married over the weekend, and it was very beautiful and it was very happy. And she had a picture of Adam on the table where her wedding, her guest book was and everything like that. And also a picture of her mom. And I don't know that I've mentioned that our oldest son, David, lost his first wife, Emily and Chelsea's mother, when she was 35 years old. And Emily and Chelsea were only 7 and 9. So, um, you know, for Emily to be getting married and her mom not being there, I'm sure was somewhat hard. You wouldn't know it by looking at everything that happened, but you don't know what's going on inside of people and you don't know what went on after the fact. But anyway, I just thought it was very sweet of her to have a picture of Adam as well as her mom. Um, so, in memory, and since he couldn't be there, it was her way of having him there. So, which is another event that makes me sad that, that he should be there for. So anyway, that's kind of where everything is at this week. And I know last week's episode Jody mentioned something about a new podcast or coming up possibly after the first of the year. And it's just something that mainly she's been thinking about, and we've talked about numerous times. And as I've mentioned several times on my podcast lately, that I'm praying about whether or not we should just stop this podcast, because again, sometimes I feel like I'm just babbling on and I don't really have anything important to share or anything that may help someone who's going through this. And that was the original goal, again, was to help someone else get through this, and to give God the glory for it, and for him to use this. And again, I'm praying about it still. I still don't feel like I have an answer one way or the other, but But her podcast that she's thinking about is totally different than this. It has nothing to do with this. And we would just probably flip flop roles. I would do the intro and ending, and she would do the main podcast. So anyway, if we do or when we do, we will definitely be announcing it on this podcast so that anyone who's listening who may be interested in listening to the new one, you would know about it and when it was going to be and everything. And um, again, when the time comes, we'll explain a little better about what exactly it is and the goal and everything to accomplish um, regarding that podcast. So anyway, again, before I completely close out, I just want to say if you're having suicidal thoughts or ideations, to please call or text 988. Um, Again, please don't make a permanent decision that you can't change. That it will be too late once you make that choice and once actually, you know, actually take your life. I hate to put it so bluntly, but I just don't want anyone to make that choice when there are other options. And even though you may feel like there is no other option, and going through this journey with losing Adam and everything, and then with Mike's cancer and everything that's going on, I can see where people would get depressed. And I am not suicidal. I don't want anyone to think that or worry or whatever, because that's not the case. But I can see the days that I don't want to do anything, the days that I don't want to function, the days that I don't want to again, I've mentioned don't want to make decisions, don't want to wash clothes, don't want to just do the things that I have to do. um I can see where a depression could set in, and you know you might go down that dark path. But don't do it. Please call or text 988. And to wrap everything up, you can reach us at hindsighthurts@mail.com. If you have questions or concerns or prayer requests, or if you want to share your story, and you want us to share it for you and you want to be anonymous, that's absolutely no problem. We would definitely share it, and we definitely will not mention any names. You also can, we also have Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify, excuse me, Hindsight Hurts at all three of those social medias as well. So, um, again, reach out to us, let us know, what you think, give us feedback, ask questions, whatever it is that you may want to know. Please reach out so we'll know that people are hearing us, and that maybe we're helping someone. So, um, anyway, that's it for tonight. And again, I didn't mean to go rambling on here at the end, but I just want to thank everyone who listens. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you.